What is up? What is good, guys, gals, and everybody else? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the House of K. It's your boy Fula, and we are back with Overlord. Yes, we're on season 1, episode 6 now. Yeah. At the end of today's video, I'll be talking about the 8 Greek kings. Yeah. If I'm not, yeah, the 8 Greek kings. Talked about the 6 great gods in the last video, and yeah, that was interesting. But these guys are more interesting, in my opinion, than the 6 great gods. But I'll be talking about that like later on in the video. All the propaganda and whatnot that goes on with the telling of their stories, like the 8 Greek kings and versus the 6 great gods and whatnot. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in watching that, stay tuned. You know, stay to the end of the video and watch that. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get into this. Lego. Look at these guys, bro. I love these guys. I wish we got more. Nabe is amazing. Oh, and he did like he restricted her to using 5th tier and below, or is it 4th tier and below magic whilst they were together. I think it was 4th tier and below. Just like, yo, she wants to touch me, yo, come on. This dude, bro. Super full-leg beast that has a tail of a snake. Wait, can Hamsuke use magic? I don't think he can use magic. Oh, love it. I love it. I'm sorry. Best boy Demiurge. By the way, I just drew a picture of this guy, or a sketch of him. It's on my Instagram page, on this channel's Instagram page. Check it out if you guys are interested, you know. So far there's only like 1 picture on it, but you know, better content is coming later on, soon. Check it out. The link is in the description below. Yo, Alberto was out there, bruh. Yo, guys, we need an Alberto in our lives. Every one of us needs an Alberto in our lives. Guy, girl, whatever you want to call yourself, we need an Alberto in our lives. Yo. Oh. Yes. Yes. Guys, is there like an Albedo body pillow out there? Because I would not mind getting me one of those. Yo, you know, the first time I saw this scene, I thought Demiurge was about to go smash Albedo, bro. I thought they were smashing in the background, bro. By the way, I was so... It made more sense when I found out that Lady Albedo and Shoutier have factions between them, right? There's a faction that is for Shoutier and a faction that is for Lady Albi, right? And so everybody's working to, you know, advance the to advance the plans of one or the other, you know. So Nabero is working for Albedo. That's why she did that. That's why she was like, no, Lady Albie is the only one, because she is working for him. There's some people who want Lady Albie to become Lord Ainz's, you know, wife first. There are other people who want Shouty to become Lord Ainz's wife first. So now they're like people working against each other. Yo, this sword's a massive Meiji. Let's go! In half, Meiji, in half. You did not even break a sweat, bro. Beyond adamantite, Meiji. Like, you started questioning, you know, like, okay, let me try. Half. Bruh. No, like, nah, fam. We out. Lady Albie. Why are you running too? So, like, we're not gonna let any of you guys escape. You know what? Goblin Slayer would be proud. Yo, she was gonna murder you. This dude is quick on his feet, you know? Ninya, I wish Ninya survived. The 13 heroes. I guess those are the ones that I'll talk about in the next episode then. They were just too wholesome, bro. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they should have dialed it down with the wholesomeness, because those are nice. I wonder if she would have told him that she's a girl, like later on as she grew up, if she did not find her older sister. I wish he could bring Ninya back, like just to reunite her with her sister. You know, if he can find the body, like where they buried the body. I don't know if that's how it works. This scene always it hurts me. Because I know Ninya didn't mean anything wrong, and I know Ainz was just acting on emotions and whatnot, but you know, it hurts me. Damn. These guys are so wholesome, bro. Why'd they have to go? I mean, them going made the series even better, but still, I'm like, ah. And it's like a paradox.
外見なんて関係ないさ。あれほど強いんだ。寄ってくる女は数えきれないほどだろうな。
That is true though, you know, even in this world, if you're tall, you know, you have a good physique, you get all kinds of girls though. You got a little bit of money on you, bro, you get all kinds of girls. But sometimes, you know, you just get dealt a bad hand, you know, it just is what it is.
ある人ってどんな子？男子の一年貫けば通るのである。何か言ってくだされば協力しますよ。
Like I said, they're just too wholesome, guys. They should have dialed it back down a little bit. Maybe they would have survived. Oh God.
なんでこんなことする？レ
アなタレント持ちだっていうクス氏について知りたくって。
フィーレアバレハレだろう。知っていることは全て話した。
Yeah, though this dude's in a fucked up position, guys. Let's be honest.
そんなら他の情報屋に聞いてみろ。俺以上のことは。
おや、新たなゾンビですか？ C の宝珠の力はすごいですね。
お主が遊んだせいだ。
ごめん。
クレマンティーヌよ。
Clementine. Is it Clementine or Clementine? I don't know how people are pronouncing that.
死の螺旋だっけ？
そうだ。わしらが名手がかつて行われた魔法儀式。都市の一つをアンデッドの調量バックする場所へと変え、そこにあふれる死の力を集めれば、わしが不死の存在に到達できる。
Right. Oh, I said episode 7. I will explain about his backstory. It explains like why he wants to become an undead. He wants to become an overlord. Khajiit.
人はさらいません。これでいいでしょ。
今年国政で第9世紀に英雄級の力を持つ性格破綻者とは厄介なものだ。
Even Clementine's even the reason why Clementine is like this is kind of sad, you know. I was researching about her, and you know what I found out was kind of sad. You know, apparently she had a brother and all that. But I'm gonna talk about that in the next episode, episode 7. Yeah. Anyways, that was good as always. I always enjoy every single episode of this show. Every single one. Let's get into talking about the 8 Greek kings, guys. In my opinion, the 8 Greek kings are way more interesting than the 6 great gods, because I am pretty sure that, you know, there is a lot of propaganda that's going on when we talk about the 6 great gods, since the history of all of these two, of the 8 Greek kings and the 6 great gods, is based on mostly what the Slain Theocracy wrote. And they have beef with the 8 Greek kings, so you know we cannot completely trust those guys. But so the 8 Greek kings, right? They were the second group of players that came into the New World after the 6 great gods, at least as far as we know, right? They actually got teleported into this world together with their guild, their NPCs, and all their items and whatnot. The same way that Nazareth got teleported into this world with everything that was on in Nazareth, right? So I'm not exactly sure how this this teleportation thing works. Is it like it picks and chooses? Is it like wherever the player? Nah, but it's not like wherever the players are standing. Because if that's the case, then it would just take the surrounding areas as well. So I am guessing that it is just a random thing. Maybe some players are just lucky enough to get taken together with the guilds and the NPCs and all that, and others are just not as lucky. The same way that the sixth grade gods were not as lucky, you know. Okay, so when we're talking about the eight Greek kings, we kind of have to compare them against the sixth grade gods, because you know one came before the other, and the actions of one, you know, influenced the other, and etc etc, kind of in a way. But yeah, let me let me explain a little bit further. When we're comparing the power level of the eight, or let me say, when we're comparing the impact they had on the world, right? The eight Greek kings and the six Greek gods. We have to take into account what period they came into being and what circumstances they came into being in the new world. Now, the six great gods, they were God brought into this new world at a time when humanity was on the brink of destruction. They basically saved humanity, or they at least gave them shelter, let's say that, right? They gave them shelter enough to survive. Now, from what I found out, right, it seems as if the six great gods came into this world without their guilds or their NPCs, right? I am guessing they came together with their items, because the slain theocracy does hold Yggdrasil items, right? So they probably did come with their items. But I don't think they came with the guild or the NPCs. And so that already put them at a severe disadvantage. So when those guys came in, they probably had to start fighting off the bat just like that. Because, you know, human beings were being attacked like almost on daily. They were close to being annihilated, right? And if we look at where the slain theocracy was located, or was founded, right? It is surrounded by terrain that demi-humans and monsters and all them other creatures would have thrived in. They were surrounded by mountains and forests and a desert. I think the desert was at on the southern end of the map, on the current map that we have of the new world. The forest was on the southwestern end of the slain theocracy, is on the south and western end of the slain theocracy, and that is where the elven kingdom resides. And yeah, there were mountain ranges surrounding the empire, the slain theocracy, and so that's a great environment for demi-humans and, you know, beastmen and all them to, you know, to live and thrive. It's a difficult environment for human beings, but for them, the beastmen and all of them, it's a great environment for them, you know. So yeah, they were already in a very undesirable location when it comes to human beings, you know. So they had to start fighting from the get-go. So I guess, I don't know, maybe that is why they were only able to, you know, save humanity from extinction and give them a safe haven instead of, you know, going on a conquest. Or maybe they were just not into it, right? Now, when the eight Greek kings came along, they went on a world domination quest, guys. Like, yo, it was not even funny. These guys almost wiped out every single strong race that existed in the new world, and mainly the dragons. They went to war with the dragons. They almost extinguished their race, basically, you know. Now we have to say that, you know, not every dragon participated in this race, in this war. You know, dragons from the Arkland Council, what do you say? The Dragon Council from the Arkland Council, yeah, they remained neutral. They did not participate in this war. And I think that is why they kind of survive. That is why they like some dragons that's surviving out there. Now, during the 14th volume, during the witch, what's it called? During the 14th volume, when they were that was not even like an annihilation. No, they were raising Riesti's kingdom to the ground. Platinum Dragon Lord kind of sent his suit of armor thing to attack Ainz, right? During that battle, he said something like, it was his father's fault for all this happening. Now, I am guessing that his father, Platinum Dragon Lord's father, was either just involved in the war or was the main cause of the war. Maybe he went out seeking this war against the 8 Greek kings. So far we have no like information on what caused the war and what exactly happened. But I think that is a very, very strong possibility that Platinum Dragon Lord's father was the one who kind of caused the war, or maybe he was a catalyst for it. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just theorizing here. Yeah. So the 8 Greek kings actually also did murder Sershana from the 6 great gods. Sershana was the last surviving member of the 6 great gods and the last surviving god of the slain theocracy, basically. So I don't exactly know why he did that, why they did that, why they murdered Sershana. Maybe Sershana just got tired of, living alone. All his friends, all his guildmates were gone. Maybe he just got tired, like, I want to get taken out. Or, maybe, and this is my personal point of view, the thing that I personally think happened. I think the same way that guilds in Yggdrasil, in the game Yggdrasil, hated the heteromorphic races, right? The same way they hated Nazarick for being a guild made up of only heteromorphic races. They probably hated Sershana for being undead. That is my point of view. That makes a lot of sense to me. They probably hated him simply for being undead, and so they took him out. I don't know. That's just my point of view. And I think it makes sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, they took him out or her out. Was Sershana a guy or a girl? I think it was a guy. Anyways, they took Sershana out. And I think that is why, the slain theocracy kind of hates the 8 Greek kings. Because, okay, let's look at it this way. The slain theocracy is basically responsible for humanity's history, because they were basically the first city that was created as a safe haven for, for humanity, right? So they started recording humanity's history. Now, the 8 Greek kings come along and they murder one of the slain theocracy's gods. Obviously, they're not going to have a good role in the history written by the slain theocracy. You can see this through, firstly, by the names of the 8 Greek kings. Just by simply the name, the 8 Greek kings. Yeah, it kind of diminishes everything else that they contributed to humanity, to saving them, to teaching them. Because the 8 Greek kings were actually responsible for teaching the majority of people tier magic. The 6 great gods brought tier magic to the New World, but the 8 Greek kings taught the majority of the people who know or who could use, tier magic. They taught them tier magic. They allowed humanity to prosper. So that name, the 8 Greek kings, it diminishes all their actions, all their contributions by putting in that word greed. They were not great gods. They were greed kings. Basically diminishing them to their basic natures, saying that they were basically just greedy beings. They were greedy kings, no better than any other greedy king in history. That's basically what that name says, you know, which makes sense. They killed one of their gods. It makes sense. So basically, all the information that we have concerning the eight Greek kings and the six great gods, it's kind of questionable. It's questionable because it comes from the slain theocracy. You know, that's what makes it so questionable, because it is basically propaganda. Basically, you know, probably the eight Greek kings did a lot more than that. And if I'm not mistaken, it says somewhere in the light novel, it says that, you know, um, maybe it wasn't in the light novel, but somewhere it says that the slain theocracy wanted to make it seem as if the eight Greek kings were going to be bad for humanity. But the opposite was true. The eight Greek kings did not do anything bad to humans. They did not. You know, they wiped out a lot of races, a lot, close to extinction, right? But then they came to humanity and taught them tear magic, you know, defended them, allowed them to thrive. The reason why humanity is thriving so much in this day and age, in the current the current overlord day and age, is because the eight Greek kings made it so, you know. And yeah, you know, the slain theocracy just kind of diminishes that. It makes it seem as if that is not what they did, you know. So yeah, there's that. Okay. So in the eight Greek kings castle, not castle, in the eight Greek kings guild base, first of all, it appeared on top of the desert. That is what allowed it. That is what allowed the eight Greek kings to have a lot of time to, you know, adjust to the new world that they're in, to figure out what was going on, because it was in the middle of the desert. Not a lot of creatures lived there, right? So they were not immediately attacked. So they had the time to, you know, to process everything, to figure out what their plan was and whatnot. And their guild is actually a floating guild, so it is above ground and all that. And the cool thing about their guild, apparently, there is a waterfall that flows from their guild down to the earth, basically giving the desert life. Like, yo, tell me that is not cool. I am guessing that the water comes from probably an item similar to the one that Ainz pulled out when he was giving water to Aura and Mare on the sixth floor in episode 2, episode 1, episode 2, episode 1. Yeah. I'm guessing it comes from a similar place than that, a similar place like that. So yeah, and I think if I am not mistaken, the eight Greek kings created a city below that guild base of theirs that, you know, yeah, protects humans and whatnot, and they thrive from the water that flows from the guild base. Now, in the guild base, apparently, you know, they also do have like a book, a grimoire of spells. Every single spell in the history that has ever been created is in that book. So people speculate that maybe, you know, it is either like a world-class item, or it is a Yggdrasil spell book, like a spell guidebook or something like that. We do not exactly know what it is. It was Evil Eye who talked about it. I'm guessing she's seen it or, you know, read it or something. And yeah. Oh, and at this current moment, Platinum Dragon Lord is probably the one residing in the Eight Greek King's castle, because for some reason after the 8 Greek kings conquered the world, they had a civil war. Basically, they started fighting each other, and it led to their demise. Now, the reason why they started fighting each other is unknown to most of us. I've seen a couple theories, some being a bit questionable and others being a bit more realistic. The more realistic one is that a world-class item kind of disappeared from the guild, and people started questioning each other like, yo, where is the world-class item? Maybe one of you guys stole it, maybe you stole it, and then, a war broke out, leading to their demise. Hence the name, the 8 Greek Kings. But there's also another kind of out there theory that I came across. It said that the 8 Greek kings were not all guys. It was made up of 7 guys and 1 girl, and them guys started fighting over this girl. Which kind of doesn't make sense to me, because you guys have like a whole world, bro. You guys are ruling over a whole world. You could probably get any girl that you guys want, right? Or at least a lot of girls if you guys want, But hey, maybe it's not the same. Maybe it's not the same. But then again, the 6 ray gods had offspring with the denizens of the new world, so they should have had no problem with that. But anyways, it's just an interesting theory that I found somewhere out there on the internet. Yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, I think that's it. For the most part, I think that's it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I hope you enjoyed the last part of the video. If it's too long, let me know. Maybe I can shorten them a little bit more, or maybe I can just make like a whole separate videos about them. I'm not exactly sure what I'll be talking about next. Maybe I'll be talking about the 13 heroes after this, but the 13 heroes should not take that long. So maybe I will like combine them with something else. I don't know. I will see. And yeah, if you guys like this video, like it, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button so that you can get more notifications. If you guys have comments, if you have theories, let me know in the comments down below. Let others know in the comments down below, so we can have like proper discussions about these things. We can exchange theories and whatnot. But yeah, without further ado, thanks for watching. Later.